Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. We are pleased to be joined by Howie Disavino of, you were running ARCA, who's run an ARCA start and also made his truck debut at Richmond for Jordan Anderson. How's it going, man?
Good. How are you doing?
Doing well. A lot has changed with you. How have things been in the last few years?
In the last few years, we made a big adjustments, moving up through the racing ranks. I come out of a small town of Chesterfield, Virginia, and I made my big move about 5 weeks ago down to Mooresville, North Carolina. So big things coming in to play for us, and I'm happy to be able to race in NASCAR.
So kind of talk about what your plan is for the rest of this year.
I believe that the rest that our plan for the rest of the season is just to focus 100% on trucks and get as many truck starts as possible, which with what we're allowed to do in trucks. So we're on a good team. I'm very happy with our performance at Richmond. Richmond, we had a few little setbacks, as in our radio harness went out and we had to get pulled behind the garage and fix all that stuff. Not only that, but our power steering went out with like the last 30 laps to go. So I was wheeling it around there without any power steering. So it was definitely a big adjustment to make, but going to be happier to be in the truck series.
Yeah. So kind of go into, your start at Richmond. I know you definitely had some ups, but you had some downs as well. Overall, how do you think your first start went for you?
I think that our ups outweighed our downs. It was more of, the way that I felt that we ended the day is we hit all of our goals. We hit finishing the race. We were aiming for more of a top 25. We had top 25 speed. It was just an unfortunate chain of events that happened. So we were up to the 28th by lap 8, and we started 34th. So we definitely had a good truck. And I think that we're just going to base off of that and say that, we hit pretty much all of our objectives. And our main objective was to stay out of trouble, keep the car clean and in one piece, and basically come home and finish the race.
Yeah. So I know you've made the big move down to North Carolina. This is kind of your 5th week down here. I know who's been kind of helping you out with trying to get through all this.
Yeah, for sure. I've had Chris Knight help me out, Austin Terrio, Tyler Mon, a bunch of my buddies just really helped me out, get dialed in with how this place is, because it's so much different from where I'm from. I grew up on a farm, down here. There's a lot of farmland, but I live in an apartment complex. So I'm not used to being so close to people and this and that, and it's just been a big adjustment, but it's honestly been doing very, very good for me, so I'm very happy with it.
And I know you are living with Chris Knight as well. I know it's how's that been, kind of like because we've seen drivers and we've seen, of course, Mike Snyder and Ryan Vargas are roommates, as well as Mac McLeod, who does PR, who's also roommates with Brandon Brown. What's that been like, just trying to room with somebody and try to get along with somebody? It's like kind of like a sitcom in a way.
Yeah, I mean, for me, for Chris and I mean, it's a lot easier. I'm a relaxed dude. I don't really get angry at anything. He's super relaxed and don't really get angry at anything, and it's more of we just keep open communication, like, hey man, I'm going to go work out, or hey, I'm going to work, or whatever it is. And it's more of, we work really good together, as in, we just keep each other updated on what's going on and stuff like that.
Yeah, I know he's also helped you on the media side of things as well. How's that been going?
Yeah, 100%. He has written my press release for Richmond, and I was thankfully I was the first one to read it, and I could correct him on anything that my quotes, so it was pretty awesome to be able to have someone that, works close with my team, but also, we're also roommates as well, to where we can just, bounce ideas off of each other.
One of the best in the business. kind of going in, do you know when your next race will be?
We are in the works of that right now. I just got approved for a mile and a half after Richmond, so very good news for that. And we're just trying to focus on whatever racetrack we can drive. I know that a lot of teams have a lot of full-time drivers, and unfortunately, I'm not a full-time driver. We're just picking and choosing races.
Do you think you might run? Do you think you might run some ARCA starts as well?
I do not personally think that I'll be running ARCA starts. That's more in Austin's department in what he wants me to run. But I do believe that we're focusing 100% on trucks.
I know Austin Terrio has been a huge help trying to get your career going as well. How has he helped you kind of get to the next level?
Yeah, for sure. It's crazy how me and him met. We we met each other at Myrtle Beach Speedway, and I almost trashed my car there. I was really down about my qualifying efforts, and he just came in the wall, and he was like, "Hey, man, it's okay." And in my head, I was like, "Who's this dude walking up to me like, hey, it's okay?" Later on, he DM'd me and said, "Hey, man, I would love to get to know you a little bit more and this and that." And I said, "All right, sweet. Let's do it." So I found out that he was an ARCA champion, which I've watched the whole 2017 ARCA champion that whole year. And I was like, wow, that's Austin Terry, the guy that won the championship. But I could never put, a name to the face, right?
Yeah, he also
And
won like 13, 14. He also dominated that season.
yeah, I think he won like 7 races or something like that out of
More than that.
maybe, I don't know, but
Yeah, I think he won like maybe like 13, 14. I'll have to check on that.
he was very, very good. And
Yeah,
then
that was a good year for them and Ken Schrader Racing. So did you ever? I mean, I know making the big move. When people make that move to North Carolina, it's always tough on a lot of young drivers knowing that I want to race in NASCAR.
yeah.
Did you ever think you would be? Would you be down here? I know that I know you just started, but what's it? I mean, what's it been like not to have your family around?
Yeah, it's definitely tough. With leaving my mom, I would unfortunately she has brain cancer, and I took care of her for about the past 3 years. And when this opportunity got brought up, to move down to North Carolina, I looked at her and was like, "Hey, what are you thinking?" And she was like, "Just go do it. Like you got to live your life." So I said, "All right, and I made that move probably 2 weeks later and actually moved down here. And I still go up and visit. It's only a 4 hour drive home, so it's not really too terrible. But it's definitely hard because you want to always call and check up and see how she's doing and stuff like that. So plus it's just a whole different lifestyle down here. Like I said, I grew up on a farm raising animals, growing plants and stuff like that. And then down here, I'm focused just on racing. So it's definitely a big transition for sure. It's just a completely different living down here than what it was up there.
Yeah. All right. Well, Howie Disavino, thank you so much for spending some time. And we'll let us know when your next race will be.
I'll certainly do that, and thank you for having me on.